You've seen this phrase before. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. It's on motivational posters, in self-help books, in sermons, in Instagram captions, tattooed on people's arms, framed on living room walls. And everyone uses it to say the same thing, that you become what you think, that your thoughts shape your reality, that if you just believe hard enough, your life will change. It sounds deep. It sounds powerful. Here it sounds like the Bible is backing up everything the self-help industry has been selling for decades. But here's the problem. That's not what this verse is saying, not even close. And once you find out what it actually means, you'll never read it the same way again. The book of Proverbs is not complicated. It's not theology. It's not doctrine. It's practical wisdom for everyday life. Simple advice that anyone can use about money, relationships, work, and how to deal with people. And chapter 23 starts with something very specific, a warning about who you should and shouldn't sit down to eat with. That's right. The scene behind this famous verse is not a meditation room. It's not a church. It's not a moment of deep spiritual reflection. It's a dinner table. Solomon, the man behind most of Proverbs, is giving a very simple, very human warning. Be careful about certain people who invite you over, because not every invitation is what it looks like. And not every smile means what you think it means. Picture this. You get invited to dinner at someone's house. He opens the door with a big smile, shakes your hand, sits you down at the table, puts food in front of you and says, "Eat, drink, take as much as you want. There's plenty." You feel welcome. You relax. You pour yourself a drink. You eat. You laugh. You have a real conversation. It feels genuine. It feels warm. It feels like this person actually wants you there. But here's what you can't see. On the inside, this man is counting every single bite you take, every refill, every piece of bread. He's doing math in his head, calculating exactly how much this meal is costing him. He's watching the food on your plate like it's coming out of his own pocket, because it is. And he resents every bite. He doesn't want you there. He never did. The invitation was real. The food is real. The smile is real. But his heart is not with you. That's exactly where this verse lives. When Solomon says, as he thinks in his heart, so is he is not giving a lesson about the power of positive thinking. He is describing this man, pointing at him and saying, look, what this man really is not the smile you see at the door. It's not the warm words at the table. It's the silent calculation happening behind his eyes while you eat. The outside and the inside don't match. And that gap between what he shows and what he carries, that is who he actually is. It's not your fault you didn't know this. This context almost never comes up when people quote this verse. Most people only ever hear the first half, and they never hear the dinner table it came from. Now think about your own life for a second. Have you ever been in a room and felt something was off, even though everything looked fine on the surface? That co-worker who compliments your work in the meeting, but you just know something isn't right. You can't explain it. You just feel it. That friend who says they're happy for you when something good happens, but there's something in their voice, something in their eyes, something that doesn't match the words. That family member who is warm and welcoming when the whole family is together, but when it's just the two of you, the energy is completely different. That person online who leaves nice comments on everything you post, but you've heard what they say about you when they think you're not listening. Solomon was describing every single one of those people 3,000 years ago, because they have always existed. In every culture, in every generation, on every dinner table, and today they exist on social media, in offices, in group chats, in families, in friendships. The face they show and the heart they carry are two different things. Proverbs 23:7 is not a verse about positive thinking. It was never about that. It's a verse about character, about authenticity, about the gap between what a person shows the world and who they actually are when no one is looking. And here's what makes it land even harder. If this is true about the people around you, it's also true about you, because we've all been that person at some point. We've all smiled when we didn't mean it, said I'm fine when we weren't, said I'm happy for you when something inside us wasn't quite there yet. Solomon isn't just warning you about fake people. He's holding up a mirror. What do you carry on the inside when no one is watching? When there's no one to perform for, who are you actually? You don't have to answer that out loud, just sit with it. Because that question, 3,000 years later, is still one of the most important ones you can ask yourself. If this video changed the way you see this verse, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep finding out what the Bible actually says, subscribe and hit the bell. There's a lot more where this came from.